Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever looked at someone across a room and wondered, could this be more than a moment? What if every stranger you pass holds the potential for a connection deeper than words? In a world driven by swipes, likes, and surface-level talks, many are craving something more, a bond that goes beyond attraction, beyond coincidence, beyond the ordinary. What truly turns two strangers into soulmates? Is it fate or something far more intentional? Today, I want to take you on a journey that unveils how real connection is not found by luck, but forged through vulnerability, purpose, and deep emotional trust. Because soulmates aren't discovered, they're built. If you are tired of shallow relationships and ready to understand what authentic, soul-deep love really looks like, this message is for you. Stay with me. What you're about to hear might just change how you see love and how you give it. True connection begins with vulnerability. In a world where masks are often worn more than truth is spoken, the courage to be vulnerable becomes the gateway to real intimacy. When two people meet, they often present the best version of themselves, polished, guarded, and rehearsed. But what truly draws two hearts closer is not perfection, it's honesty. Vulnerability is the moment when a person chooses to be seen without their armor. It is the conscious act of revealing what is real rather than what is expected. To be vulnerable means to share not just your dreams, but also your doubts, your joys, as well as your fears. It's saying, here I am, not just in my strengths, but also in my struggles. And that level of authenticity sends a powerful signal to another person, says you are safe here. You don't have to pretend either. And someone shares from that space. They are not asking to be fixed or judged. They are inviting connection. And in that space, something sacred forms trust. People often assume vulnerability is weakness, but in truth, it is strength, raw, brave, and rare. It requires more courage to open your heart and risk being misunderstood or rejected than to stay behind the walls of detachment. But without risk, there can be no reward. When vulnerability is mutual, it creates a relational space where both individuals feel seen, valued, and accepted, not for who they are trying to be, but for who they actually are. This level of transparency invites a unique kind of intimacy, the kind that cannot be forced or faked. Many relationships remain shallow, not because people don't care, but because they're afraid to be real. Fear of being judged, or being too much or not enough, causes individuals to hide behind silence or superficial talk. But connection lives in the spaces that are unfiltered, in conversations that reveal childhood wounds, past disappointments, secret hopes, and private doubts. These are the conversations where real love is born. Not the kind of love that flatters or entertains, but the kind that sits with you in pain, cheers for your growth, and doesn't run when things get hard. Vulnerability also invites empathy. When someone shares their pain or insecurities, it awakens compassion in the listener. It says, I've been there too. And suddenly two people who might have felt worlds apart find common ground in their humanity. This shared experience becomes the glue that holds relationships together when excitement fades and challenges arise. It moves people beyond admiration into genuine emotional intimacy. You stop performing for each other and start growing with each other. In romantic relationships, vulnerability sets the stage for deeper emotional and physical intimacy. Without it, interactions become routine and hollow. But when vulnerability is present, even silence between two people can feel rich and connected. It's the difference between saying, I'm fine, and saying, I'm afraid, or I'm angry, or I need you. These simple but honest words unlock understanding and deepen emotional safety. And where there is safety, love has room to breathe and expand. This journey isn't always smooth. Vulnerability exposes wounds. It triggers defense mechanisms, but it also brings healing. In the hands of someone who honors it, your truth becomes a bridge rather than a burden. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You need to be honest. Real connection is not about impressing. It's about expressing. It's not about having it all together. It's about showing up, even when you feel like falling apart. Vulnerability is the soil where love takes root. And in that soil, the seeds of soul-level connection are planted. Real soulmates are built, not found. The idea that there is one perfect person out there who completes you is a romantic notion. But it often leads people to chase an illusion rather than build a reality. Soulmates are not discovered in a magical instant. They are formed through a deliberate process of growing, healing, and choosing each other again and again. A true soulmate connection is less about fate and more about faithfulness. Faithfulness to grow through discomfort, to communicate through conflict, and to love through change. When two strangers meet, they bring their stories, their wounds, their habits, and their hopes. They may feel a spark, but a spark is not a bond. It is only the beginning. Building a soulmate level connection takes time, patience, and deep emotional labor. It takes staying when leaving would be easier. It takes listening when misunderstanding feels louder. It takes choosing vulnerability when pride wants to speak first. These daily choices form the foundation of real intimacy. The strongest relationships are not the ones without conflict, or the ones where conflict leads to clarity, not distance. When people think they have found a soulmate, they often expect everything to flow naturally and effortlessly. But even the most aligned souls will clash, because connection is not about similarity, it is about commitment. Commitment to understanding, to adjusting, to evolving together rather than apart. Soulmates are not people who never hurt each other. They are people who learn how to heal each other better each time. They don't run from the mess, they clean it up together. Real soulmates are forged in honesty. When someone sees all of you, the beautiful, the broken, the confusing, the divine, and still chooses to stay, to love, and to believe in you, something powerful is created. It is not born of fairy tales. It is born of raw, unfiltered truth. The kind of truth that says, I see you fully and I still choose you. This depth cannot be discovered overnight or in the honeymoon stage. It comes after you've seen each other cry, fail, apologize, forgive, and try again. Love is not a feeling you fall into. It's a choice you rise into. Every day you wake up and choose to show up for someone's heart. You choose to learn their language, to soothe their fears, to encourage their growth, and to let them do the same for you. That choice, made consistently over time, transforms attraction into attachment and chemistry into covenant. This is how soulmates are built. People often confuse passion with permanence. But what sustains a relationship is not how intense the beginning is, it's how intentional you are in the middle. Do you water the relationship when it's dry? Do you hold space for your partner's evolution, even when it doesn't mirror your own? Do you stay curious about them instead of assuming you know everything? These are the quiet ways soulmates are formed, not by grand declarations, but by small daily decisions. Real soulmates also challenge each other. They don't just make life comfortable, they make life meaningful. They call out the best in you, not by demanding perfection, but by reminding you of your purpose. They stand beside you, not just in success, but in your struggles. And they become mirrors that reflect both your strengths and your blind spots. And when you are both committed to growth, your relationship becomes a space of transformation, not just companionship. It's easy to think a soulmate is someone who enters your life fully prepared to complete you. But the truth is, the greatest relationships are built brick by brick, moment by moment, with intention, grace, and unshakable love. You don't find a soulmate, you become one, and you build one in return. Emotional safety creates lasting bonds. Without it, even the strongest initial attraction will eventually wither under the weight of mistrust, fear, and isolation. Emotional safety is the invisible thread that weaves two hearts together, allowing them to beat in rhythm without fear of betrayal or judgment. It is the silent agreement that says, you are safe with me. Your feelings matter. Your vulnerabilities are honored. When emotional safety is present, people can show up fully as themselves without the constant anxiety of being misunderstood, ridiculed, or abandoned. True emotional safety begins with deep listening, the kind of listening that seeks to understand before trying to fix or respond. It means creating a space where feelings are not minimized or dismissed, where every emotion from joy to grief to anger has a place to be acknowledged and accepted. When people feel heard without fear of interruption or correction, they feel valued. And where there is value, trust grows naturally. In relationships lacking emotional safety, individuals often wear emotional armor. They share only the parts of themselves they believe will be accepted and hide the rest in fear. Over time, this facade becomes exhausting and connection fades. But in the presence of emotional safety, walls come down. Honest conversations happen. People begin to trust not only that they are loved, but that they are loved without condition. This kind of assurance is the soil in which loyalty, intimacy, and resilience flourish. Emotional safety also creates a climate for honesty. When two people know that truth will not be weaponized against them, they are more willing to express needs, set boundaries, and voice concerns. They don't have to tiptoe around sensitive subjects or bury resentment under forced politeness. Instead, they approach conflict with the confidence that even hard conversations will lead to deeper understanding, not disconnection. In this kind of environment, misunderstandings become opportunities for growth rather than reasons for separation. Another key aspect of emotional safety is consistency. Emotional safety isn't built in grand gestures, it is built in daily actions. It's built when someone consistently shows up, keeps their promises, respects boundaries, and responds with kindness even in disagreement. It's built when apologies are genuine, forgiveness is offered freely, and compassion is prioritized over winning an argument. Consistency turns fleeting moments of connection into an enduring foundation of trust. Mutual respect also lies at the core of emotional safety. When partners respect each other's emotions, opinions, dreams, and individuality, they create a dynamic where both people can thrive. Respect doesn't mean always agreeing, but it does mean always valuing. It means honoring the other person's dignity, even when passions are high or perspectives differ. In this environment, vulnerability is not punished, it is protected. Emotional safety empowers people to dream bigger, risk more, and love deeper. When you know you are emotionally safe, you can be adventurous with your heart because you trust that even if you stumble, you won't be shamed or left behind. Emotional safety fosters loyalty because people naturally cling to the spaces where they feel most free to be themselves. Relationships built on emotional safety don't just survive storms. They grow stronger because of them. Over time, emotional safety turns into emotional intimacy. It is the feeling of being known deeply and still embraced fully. It is waking up each day with the unshakable certainty that your heart is not alone even when life feels hard. Emotional safety is not a luxury. It is a necessity for any lasting bond. It is the invisible fortress that shields love from the wear and tear of life. Without it, relationships deteriorate into performance and pretense. With it, they flourish into partnerships of unbreakable trust and profound connection. Shared purpose deepens intimacy. When two people come together, not just around emotions, but around a united vision, a powerful bond forms that goes beyond mere affection. Purpose gives a relationship meaning beyond personal satisfaction. It links two lives to something larger than themselves. It transforms companionship into partnership, love into mission, and connection into covenant. A shared purpose provides direction and resilience, especially when challenges come. It reminds both people that they are not just in love with each other, but also teammates striving toward a destiny they both believe in. Purpose creates unity because it focuses energy and passion in the same direction. Instead of pulling away from each other in times of stress or ambition, partners with a shared purpose pull closer, understanding that every challenge is not a threat to their bond, but a test of their joint commitment. When two hearts beat for the same dream, it changes the way they communicate, plan, and persevere. Decisions are no longer about individual preferences alone, but about what serves the shared vision best. Sacrifices become less painful because they are not seen as losses, but as investments in something both people value deeply. Shared purpose also amplifies meaning in everyday life. Mundane activities, when tied to a larger mission, feel significant. Acts of service toward one another are not just gestures of kindness, they are fuel for the journey both have chosen to walk together. Even simple conversations, when framed by a shared vision, carry more weight and urgency. Purpose breathes life into routine, keeping the relationship vibrant and focused rather than stagnant and aimless. Conflict becomes easier to navigate when a shared purpose exists. Instead of fighting for personal victories, partners can step back and ask what best serves our shared mission. This shift from individual ego to collective destiny reduces unnecessary friction. It creates space for mutual humility, collaboration, and creativity. Challenges are no longer threats to personal happiness. They are obstacles to be overcome together for the sake of the vision. The shared purpose becomes an anchor in turbulent times, keeping both people grounded and oriented even when emotions run high. Trust also deepens through a shared purpose. When you know that someone is not just loyal to you, but also loyal to the dream you share, a new level of security takes root. You no longer question whether your partner's actions are aligned with your values and hopes. You see them living it every day. That consistency builds a foundation of trust that is hard to shake, even when external pressures mount. It builds a confidence that you are not walking alone, but a part of a united force that can withstand whatever comes. Shared purpose also magnifies admiration and respect. Watching your partner pursue the mission you both care about with passion and resilience breeds admiration. It moves love from emotional dependency to mutual inspiration. You don't just love how they make you feel, you love who they are becoming and how they make the world better alongside you. Respect grows not just from shared experiences, but from shared labor, sweat, victories, and lessons learned along the way. Ultimately, intimacy is about being known, understood, and embraced at the deepest level. A shared purpose fosters exactly that. It reveals character under pressure. It uncovers true desires and values. It strips away shallow attractions and highlights deeper compatibilities. In the process of pursuing a purpose together, both people see each other's strengths and vulnerabilities with fresh eyes, leading to a bond that feels not just emotional, but spiritual. Without a shared purpose, even strong emotional connections can drift apart as life's demands pull partners in different directions. But with a shared purpose, intimacy becomes a living, breathing force, growing stronger with every step, every sacrifice, every triumph made together. The connection moves from temporary excitement to lasting legacy. It is no longer just about loving each other in the moment, but about building something together that outlives the moment. A shared purpose doesn't just sustain intimacy, it deepens it to depths most people only dream of touching. Authentic connection transforms both individuals. It is not just about finding someone who makes you feel good or shares your interests. It is about entering into a relationship where both people are challenged, stretched, and invited to grow into the fullest version of themselves. Authentic connection acts like a mirror, reflecting not just who you are today, but who you have the potential to become. When two souls meet at a genuine level, their encounter sparks transformation that neither could have achieved alone. The relationship becomes a catalyst for healing, expansion, and unfolding of hidden strengths. In authentic connection, masks fall away. There is no need to perform, pretend, or hide. Each person is seen not for who they try to be, but for who they truly are, including their flaws, fears, and dreams. This kind of raw visibility is rare, and it creates an environment where transformation is possible. When someone accepts you in your rawness, it gives you the courage to front parts of yourself you might otherwise avoid. It becomes safer to explore your vulnerabilities, to admit weaknesses, and to pursue personal growth without fear of rejection. Authentic connection demands and inspires honesty. Surface-level relationships allow for comfortable lies and half-truths, but true connection calls for full exposure of the heart. It encourages people to speak truthfully about their needs, desires, struggles, and hopes. In this space of honesty, healing happens. Old wounds that have been buried under layers of shame or fear can be brought to the surface and treated with compassion. Misbeliefs about one's worth can be dismantled, and new, empowering narratives can take their place. Authentic connection reminds individuals that they are not broken beyond repair. They are worthy of love and capable of change. In the context of authentic connection, growth becomes a shared adventure. Each person cheers for the other's victories and stands firm through the failures. They push each other toward higher standards, not out of criticism, but out of faith in each other's potential. The transformation is not forced. It flows naturally from the encouragement, support, and mutual respect that authentic connection provides. When you are connected to someone who believes in your greatness, even when you doubt yourself, it creates an inner drive to rise up and become who you were meant to be. Authentic connection also challenges individuals to confront selfishness and expand their capacity for empathy. It demands sacrifice, patience, and forgiveness. It calls each person to look beyond their own immediate needs and consider the well-being of another. This shift from self-centered living to shared existence is transformative. It stretches the heart, deepens compassion, and builds emotional resilience. It teaches people to love not just when it is easy, but also when it is difficult. And in doing so, they discover depths of character they never knew they possessed. Moreover, authentic connection awakens creativity and courage. Feeling truly supported gives individuals the freedom to dream bigger and take risks they might have otherwise avoided. They become more willing to step out of their comfort zones because they know that succeed or fail, there is someone who will stand by them. This sense of security fosters innovation and boldness, leading both individuals to live more expansive, purpose-driven lives. They begin to influence each other's journeys, offering perspectives, wisdom, and motivation that fuel mutual success. Perhaps most importantly, authentic connection reveals a deeper truth about human existence, that we are not meant to journey alone. We are wired for connection, and when it is genuine, it taps into something sacred. It reminds both people that they are part of something bigger than themselves. In this realization, loneliness dissolves, fear diminishes, and hope rises. Authentic connection transforms not by changing who people are, but by stripping away the false layers to reveal who they have always been destined to become. Through the gift of being truly seen, heard, and valued, both individuals are forever changed, carrying the imprint of that connection into every aspect of their life. In the end, the journey from strangers to soulmates is not about luck or chance. It is about choice, vulnerability, and intention. True connection is not stumbled upon. It is built with patience, nurtured with honesty, and strengthened through a shared purpose. It transforms not only the relationship, but the very people within it, calling each one to rise higher, love deeper, and live more authentically. Real soulmates are not found. They are forged through the fires of trust, understanding, and unwavering commitment. When two hearts choose to walk the path of authentic connection, they do not just find love. They create a bond that transcends time, trials, and even words. May we all have the courage to seek that kind of connection, to build it, to protect it, and to become better because of it. Thank you.